Yeah, so my first symptoms of HAE started when I was 2 years old, and they started with stomach aches, vomiting, um, and lasted for quite a few days. My earliest memory is probably not until I was in middle school. I remember missing a lot of school and spending a lot of time in and out of hospital. I was sick so much, so they would say, "Oh, Missy's not in school today. She's got Missy disease," because we didn't know what it was. It impacted me greatly because of the frequency. Like I said, I had swells once a month. Most of them were all abdominal, and they would come on quick, but the duration was kind of slow. It would go over the course of a few days. The pain would gradually increase over 24 hours. The vomiting would start. I was never able to participate in sports, really, or extracurricular activities because I was sick monthly, missing probably a week of school a month. Was sick on my high school graduation. I got out of hospital that morning. Hadn't eaten for 4 days. It was hot. I almost passed out walking across the stage. But it just became something that I dealt with into adulthood until my diagnosis at age 18. I, at one point, had my appendix removed because of the cramping was so much. They got in, and I remember my mom telling me that they came out while I was in surgery and told my mom, it's not her appendix, but we're going to take it out anyway, just because they can rule it out. So by the time I stopped seeing my pediatrician when I was 18, my new doctor said, hey, I heard about this disease called HAE. And I think 24, 48 hours are like, okay, you have type 1 hereditary angioedema. And I cried. I was so happy that I finally knew that I had something. It was a real, actual disease that we could now move forward on and figure out how to treat it and what to do. I knew I wanted to have kids, obviously, but the fact that it was a 50-50 chance of passing it on to my children and knowing there were pretty much no treatment options, it was a big decision.
Once I hit puberty, 12 or 13, I started having them monthly. And it would be a stomach ache or a rash. And the symptoms started to get recognizable. And so I knew it was coming. And it was painful. I can't imagine having to do this alone. And not only is it somebody that I just know, it's my mom. We're seeing the same doctor for a long time, and we would make a day out of going to the doctor. We would go downtown Chicago, get Uno's pizza, go shopping at Water Tower Place, and then go to our appointment together. And it became one of my favorite days of the year, going to the doctor, because we got that special time together too.
I think how random the attacks are and the stupid things that can bring them on, like bumping your elbow, I could get a hand swell, or weather changes affect it. Even just the hormone changes in the body would bring on an attack.
All of my attacks are abdominal, and I am in terrible, terrible pain. To describe my symptoms, I would say it feels like drinking a water bottle full of cement and then feeling it slowly turn hard inside my stomach. It's terrible.
For me, the decision to take preventative medication was a no-brainer. I wanted to get off the steroids because I wanted to have children because of the side effects that it did, and just the thought of not having attacks on a monthly basis was incredible. And it just was absolutely amazing, life-changing. It's also empowering because now we have control a little bit of the disease, where it controlled me for so long, and now I have something to fight back with. So it gives a sense of security and empowerment.
think normal for me would be not having the thought that I might have an attack in the back of my head. I would say improvements in treatment would run along the lines of being 100% preventative and 100% having 100% efficacy, and just never having to worry that I'm going to have an attack.
Feel like if it could be every 2 months, 3 months would be fabulous. Even if we could get down to once or twice a year, holy cow, would that be amazing?
We appreciate so much that people are fighting for us and people are out there trying to understand and trying to make our lives better.